Happy Tuesday, I think, from the Vintage Factory here in Atlanta, Georgia. And this right here is a beautiful midnight blue modern classic. It is not a restoration. It's not an old car. It is actually built on a platform. I'm going to walk you through what we have for sale and how we transform a modern 2025 chassis into this piece of art that you could drive every single day. So this is midnight blue, customer build. This one's sold. This one right here is macadamia metallic that we're about to go through test miles on. I'm going to take you through our assembly line and show you our process. This right here is the brand new American-made 100% steel body that we painstakingly went through an entire process to engineer and design classic-inspired panels. The vehicle itself is 2 inches wider, 8 inches longer, giving you a longer wheelbase, wider track width, modern car handling, and underneath it all, which I'll show you, is really where the magic happens. You truly get the best of both worlds because not only do you have that classic-inspired look, which just looks really, really nice, better and different than anything else on the road today, but what you also get underneath it all is going to be this modern chassis. And this right here is a 2025 chassis. It has all of your modern safety features, driving characteristics, technology, and we go crazy with the luxury. And so inside of here, you're looking at a lot of sound dampening. So we've got a great lengths to make it a very nice, quiet, modern handling vehicle. And inside here you can see are your airbags as well. So there's 6 airbags. No classic car restoration or Restomod has airbags. This was a huge consideration for us as we were working hard to engineer a better classic car for our customers. And so we built hundreds of Restomods and restorations, and we listened to our customer feedback, and none of our customers really were purists or collectors, and they definitely weren't mechanics, so they didn't want to fix their car. They just appreciated art and beauty and unique things, and they didn't want to have a project or a new job. And so therefore what they requested was a car they could drive without having to think about anything. The way it needed to handle like their 2024, 2025 G-Wagon or Range Rover. And I should say most of our customers have kids or even grandkids, and therefore when they get in the car, they want to know that there's modern safety features, which every car has today. And so what you're looking at here is the chassis that is underneath this modern classic. And so you take a vintage design that's classic inspired, all steel, all American made from Detroit, and then we blend it together with the modern technology and reliability of a 2025 engine. The crumple zones built into the frame to protect the inside of the passengers. You got anti-lock brakes and traction control down here. You have side impact beams in the doors, which old cars didn't have. Again, this is not an old car. And so you got side impact beams here. This roll bar is actually functional and is tied to the chassis. And then the biggest difference is going to be your airbags. And you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I'll show you in a completed vehicle where they're at and what they look like. So you've got your 6 airbags. And then you have things like pre-collision assist with the emergency braking, something that you have in your car today, things you don't really think about. In the back, you have parking sensors and a backup camera that goes up on your 12-inch infotainment touchscreen navigation in the front. And this one right here is macadamia metallic, really beautiful build. I don't believe we've done this color scheme yet, where you have the Wimbledon white for the trim, Wimbledon white roll bar, the stripes, and then on the inside you have Wimbledon white dash. This is our worn glove interior. I will show you. It's got the power steps as well. Really nice touch. And if you listen to the sound of how those doors open and close, that is the sound of American-made steel shutting and making a really beautiful noise. And you can see all your lines, all your gaps, everything is measured down to the millimeter. And the fit and finish that you can expect is every bit of what you'd find in a $250,000 car. There are 900 labor hours that go into each handcrafted vehicle, and all of it is done here in Atlanta, all on an assembly line, and I'll show you what that looks like. So here is one of your airbags. This is your side impact seat mounted airbag. You have a driver's side one as well. You've got a dual stage airbag in the front passenger side. There's your airbag warning right there. And then you have your curtain airbags that span all the way from the A pillar up here. And you can run all along. It's all covered in Alcantara right here to the back. And that gives you that side and rear passenger protection. So if you have kids, you have young kids, and you're going to put them in your car, you're definitely going to want roll bar, side impact beams, crumple zones, all that, but you're going to want airbags, and those airbags give you that protection all the way from the front to the back. And it handles like a modern 2025, because underneath it all, it is a 2025. And that is truly where you get the reliability, the technology, and the safety features. And then you got luxury as well. So this is your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, dual zone climate control, USB A and C, shift on the fly 4-wheel drive, all the modern technology, including hands-free calling. There's your airbag in your front steering wheel, and your cruise control and volume controls too. So these are all the things that make it very, very easy to live with. And I can tell you, after personally owning over 50 cars and a lot of classic cars, Land Rover Defender, Toyota Land Cruiser, FJ40, old Broncos, I know the pain and the love-hate relationship that people have with their classic cars. Typically, you love the way the car looks, but you hate everything else about it. And a lot of that is nothing more than the fact that we're conditioned and spoiled by modern day reliability and engineering. So therefore, it's hard to go back. Now, if you've had fancy cars, I'm assuming if you're shopping at a $250,000 price point, then you've really been spoiled, and you know what good looks like, and you know what luxury is, and you definitely aren't probably at home fixing your car in your driveway, wrenching on it. We've been conditioned in this modern world to expect reliability, to expect normal driving characteristics where you can drive 75, 80 miles per hour on the freeway in the rain and not think twice. And where that comes from is modern engineering and modern technology. And we take it all for granted today, but with the old classic cars, you will immediately, quickly, when you're behind the wheel and you drive it, realize how far we've come over the last 50, 60 years. And so this one right here is a Wimbledon white truck that we're about to take through photo shoot. And this is a chrome trim. You can see the LED lights and headlights here. This is a beautiful combination. And you've got worn glove on the inside, tan soft top, and it's got the upgraded teak wood back here too. So this one's about to go to photo shoot, and then it'll be shipped off to her forever home. Really excited. We've been doing delivery consistently every day, and our customers are over the moon about the product, the fit and finish, the quality, and we're really, really excited because this is what our customers always wanted. They wanted a classic looking vehicle. They didn't want the classic car problems. We knew what it was they wanted based on all the feedback, and we built these for all kinds of clients. And the most amazing thing is delivery day. And when you get the car and they hop in and they drive around with their kids with music on, the reviews that we've had, you should go check them out on the website. All real people, and it's really the beauty and the rubber meeting the road of all of the hard work of our team members. And this one right here, check it out as it comes out. So you imagine if you have a G-Wagon or Range Rover, you're going to be used to a certain level of luxury, reliability, craftsmanship, and prestige too. But I can tell you what's really cool about this car is that you'll almost never see another one. And if you do, highly unlikely it's going to be fully modernized. And if it is one of ours, highly unlikely it's going to have the same specs, because there's so many different combinations and there's so few that we build that you will have a very rare car that almost never will be seen again on the road. And each one of these is just slightly different because there's so many customizations you can make. So we have a couple that are for sale. We just sold one off the live yesterday. That was Midnight Blue. That's now gone. We have another Midnight Blue, very similar to this one, that's in progress now and up for grabs. If you're interested in one and you want to talk to us, shoot us a text or give us a call at the phone number on the screen. Or you can go to vintagemodern.co, go on the website, submit your information, and our team will reach out to you. There's also a link to our inventory that is either in the comments section, or you can just go to vintagemodern.co and go to the inventory page. That will tell you what we have in stock ready to ship. It'll also give you an idea of what we have in progress right now, and I'll show you some of those right now too, including a Midnight Blue like this one. This one's sold. There's a Brittany Blue that's going to be done next week, and you can jump on that one right now if you want to be driving really soon. And we have a Boxwood Green and a couple others as well. But this right here, beautiful color combination. You've got a Wimbledon white grille, you have chrome for the trim, vintage stripes. There's all kinds of different stripe options you can pick from, and the chrome trim gives it a really classic look. All of it brand new steel from Detroit, chromed in Detroit. All the body panels brand new, and I just really am so proud of the team, because this kind of work is extremely difficult to do. And even if you're not a car expert, you can understand, how difficult it really is to get that line flush, and to get that line flush, and to get all of that to be exactly where it's supposed to be, and to do it repeatedly over time. It's almost impossible. And I know, because when I look at pictures of other builds online, even at Barrett Jackson, the ones that go for $200,000, I am shocked that you can put that kind of quality out there and people still buy it. I think it's because most people don't know what quality is, and they're not car experts, right? We're the car experts, so we went through and we painstakingly took all the feedback from our customers and said, hey, we're very confident that we know what it is they want. And what you want is, you want reliability. You definitely don't want to be stuck on the side of the road. And when I bought my first Bronco, it was a 1970 Bronco Grabber Blue. That was probably one of the first shocking realities that I had, which is that I went my whole life never driving an old car, bought an old car, and immediately, like the very first 24 hours, I was on the side of the road, and I thought, oh my God, I don't know if I can do this. And then it wasn't until the second and the third and the fourth, the fifth time, I was like, wow, classic cars have lots of problems. Never mind the way it drives. We'll get into that in a second. But old cars, the reliability of a car from the 1960s compared to today, it's not even close. And I don't even know that 10 times is even enough of a difference, right? It's more than an order of magnitude better. And if you think about your technology in your house or your car or your computer, things change very quickly, I don't know, every 5 to 10 years. So now you think about a 1960s truck at a time where, the world was a different place. And now you're going to get in a car, and even if it's restored, and even if it's a resto-mod, the geometry of that car, the way it was designed back then, and you're trying to get it to drive like a normal car, that was me. That was my experience. And having had Ferrari, Lamborghini, Aston Martin, McLaren, AMG, G-Wagons, Range Rovers, I knew what good looked like. And when I got my old Bronco, I was like, damn, this is different, right? And I'll explain why. A few reasons why. Number one, the wheelbase of an old truck, including an FJ40 Land Cruiser, including a Defender 90, including an old International Scout, or an old two-door G-Wagon, or an old Bronco, or an old Jeep, they all have what's called a short wheelbase, okay? Short wheelbase means that the distance between this center wheel and this center wheel is too short. That's 92 inches on the original Ford Bronco. So if nothing else, and you got into a car that had a short wheelbase, you would immediately go, whoa, this drives different from my normal car. They don't make short wheelbase cars anymore for a reason. And the other culprit for the old trucks, and especially the old Bronco, is that the distance between your tires, your wheels, is very narrow. So now, think about geometry here. If your track width is very narrow and your wheelbase is very short, think about how that's going to drive differently. And I think that's probably the most shocking thing to most people. And it's probably one of the biggest things that keeps them from driving it. I know, because I've had all these friends that have had classic cars, but they almost never drive them. And it's not because they're collectors. It's not because they're trying to keep the miles low. It's because when can you actually drive a car today in 2025 and feel good about it being loose on the road, no safety features, lack of reliability? You're going to have to really think about it. And when you typically find people driving their old classic car, is that perfect Saturday, Sunday morning, nobody's around, they're not in a hurry to get somewhere, and they're just going to go for a low-speed cruise nearby. And I thought to myself, wow, if I'm going to spend $250,000, that's a lot of money. I grew up with no money, by the way, and therefore, when I think about value and quality and service and price point and what you get for that, I mean, because I grew up with nothing, I don't take that lightly. So $250,000, a lot of money for a car. And therefore, your expectations for what you should get at $250,000, it should be high. And if you get a short wheelbase, narrow track width car that has no safety features, not reliable, doesn't drive great, you're gonna probably not be really happy about it. And so that was why we moved from restoration to Restomod, which gave you incremental gain. Body was new, drivetrain's new, you have better suspension and things like that, but it still is not a modern 2025 car. And so we moved in this factory and built our team, our assembly line, our process, and got really, really good at it. And we built them for Mark Wahlberg, Jennifer Lopez, LeBron James, all kinds of people, entrepreneurs, executives, people that just really always loved an old car, but they didn't want old car problems. And so we built Restomods. The feedback we got was fit and finish is excellent. The service is excellent. They really loved our brand, our colors, and all the things that we provided. The biggest piece of feedback that we couldn't ignore was that it drove significantly different from their modern car. And almost every client, I can tell you, has or had a G-Wagon, a Range Rover, a Urus, a Bentayga, a Cullinan, Ford Raptor R. Like they were used to nice things. And so they loved the car, but they knew that if it came to driving to the beach or their lake house and it was farther away or it's raining or they take their kids, they really had to think twice about, who's driving it, where they're going to take it, how far they're going to go, what the weather conditions are. And for $250,000, you probably don't want to have to make compromises. But the biggest compromise that we took on ourselves was the fact that as our brand really blew up, and the pink one had a huge, we were the first builder to build a really, really nice modernized pink one. Then women wanted the car. And when you have women who want the car and their kid and they have kids, and this is one of them right here, pink, it really starts to make you think differently about the product. And I racked my brain. I talked to engineers, I talked to our suppliers, and I scoured the earth and I said, we want a classic looking vehicle. We want zero compromises. We want it to drive like a modern car. We want zero reliability issues. And the biggest thing was we wanted safety features. And it quickly became apparent, no matter what you do, you cannot put safety features like airbags and crumple zones and all the things that keep us safe. You can't put that in an old car. And if we could have, we just would have done that, right? But even then, if we did that, you can't also change the geometry of a car. It's kind of like buying an old house and then doing a full, rehab on it. If you don't tear the whole thing down and build up completely from scratch, some of that foundation, piping, all that stuff, you're just going to be limited, right, to the enclosure, if you will. And there's certain things you just could not change about an old car. And so today, we are the first and only fully modernized builder of classic cars, where you get the classic inspired design and look, and you have the modern car technology, geometry, safety features, engineering, reliability. And the end result is truly something that you're not going to have to think twice about. You will be able to drive it daily if you want to, even though almost every one of our customers has 3, 4, 5 cars. They actually drive it often because there's nothing holding them back. And so I'm going to show you here in our studio. This one right here is Caribbean turquoise. Really beautiful color. 1960s paint color. Chrome trim, Wimbledon white grille. This is an example of one of the custom stripe options here. It's all white. This one has the polished 17-inch forged aluminum wheels. We have this new option to do matching, body matching paint brake calipers painted to match. So check that out. You've got Caribbean turquoise here, and then check that out. It's really, really nice touch. So this right here is our demo truck, and I'll give you a peek inside. So here are the back seats. I'm actually going to walk you through the whole truck here. So this is your gas cap, and everything's really been well thought through. I mean, we really took a lot of time and effort and energy into making this a piece of art, super high quality, thinking of all the details that you would want. So craftsmanship, I can tell you, comes from 900 labor hours of painstaking, detailed, meticulous people who they really, really wanted, every detail to be accounted for. And all of it is done by hand. So this is not like an automated robotics, assembly line type thing where it's done by machine. It's all done by hand, all handcrafted here in Atlanta, Georgia. And so this right here is the tailgate. These are all billet aluminum, chromed in Detroit. There's very little to no plastic. The entire body, 100% American-made steel. The bumper, brand new, 100% American-made steel. Great thing about a brand new body that we stamp is that there's no rust, and all of the lines and gaps are absolutely perfect. We're completely maniacal about it. And here are your parking sensors and your backup camera. And what I just love about it is the way it folds down. Super satisfying. You can sit here, hang out, and it holds up to 500 pounds. We've engineered it to be able to actually be a functional tailgate, so you and your friends can sit there and hang out. And then this is that hidden cooler underneath. And there's your drain plug. Teak wood is an upgrade, really, really popular. This is worn glove leather. There's 12 different leather options. And right here you've got the upgraded Focal audio sound system. Really, really clean. All this here custom made, and the entire speaker pod itself is a work of art, which I think is a testament to like the level of detail. So check this out. This right here houses your 6.5-inch Focal audio speaker, which is a French company, super high end. And then back here is your hidden 10-inch subwoofer. Cannot drive this car on a nice day and not have a really great sound system. And we engineered a very large, high quality, clean subwoofer to fit inside of here. So that was actually a feat in itself. And then we covered it in this beautiful perforated leather speaker grill, which I think is really cool. And I'm gonna fold the seats down so you can see how much room you have here. So this right here is your chrome and billet aluminum door handle. There's your power steps. Beautiful sound that it makes when you shut it. And then inside, this is our vintage window crank that actually powers your power windows. Great party trick, your friends will love it. And it's not coming off. We test it rigorously, torque spec for every nut and bolt, and then quality checked. And then over here, billet aluminum hardware, and this is a brushed finish. And then right here, billet aluminum hardware, really thick, heavy piece. Same thing, we put a block of space grade aluminum on a CNC machine and we sculpt it into this piece of art. And the fit and finish is really, really important to us because we know it's important to you. You don't want something that feels like somebody made in their garage, right? You want it to feel every bit of factory and OEM. And I can tell you that people who know automotive manufacturing, who have come to our factory, inspected our assembly line and our process and the product, they tell us that it is above factory standard, above OEM quality standard, which is really amazing for a hand-built product. So here are your airbags. This is your side mounted airbag, dash airbag. I'm gonna hop back here and show you here. I've got this little leather loop, little details like this, right? Where you can pull on this, you can fold that forward, and then watch this here. I'm going to now pull, again, the little details. You can tell I bought a lot of purses for my wife, so I know nice leather work, and we were very specific during the design of the interior of the car. We wanted it to be equal to or better than what you would find in a new AMG G-Wagon, the expensive one, G63, better than or equal to what you find in a Lamborghini Urus, and same for a Range Rover. And I had all three of those cars in my garage, and we went through the entire thing, and we said, okay, well, if this is plastic in a G-Wagon, we're gonna make it leather in ours. If this is plastic, for example, Lamborghini Urus and G-Wagon and Range Rover, all of those, even at a $250,000 price point, the door handle is plastic. Almost every car made today, door handle is plastic. So we definitely didn't go with plastic. We went with billet aluminum, very expensive, and then we ship it to Detroit. Who does that? We did it because in Detroit is where you find the very best chromers. We didn't just want it to be chromed, we want it to be chromed to the absolute highest standard. And again, it goes back to think about at the very DNA of the company. As a founder, I set the standard, and that standard was not to be optimized for margin, profitability. It was really to build the most beautiful, highest quality piece of art on wheels that you can drive. And we knew what we were up against, because for 250 grand, this is not your customer's only car, and it's definitely likely not the most expensive car they ever bought. So their expectations are going to be of pretty much anything you can buy at this price point. So when we moved into a fully modernized vehicle with airbags, passes emissions, fully certified vehicle, which is FMVSS compliant, by the way. We went through the full testing. We knew that our competition wasn't going to be old restorations and restomods. We used to build those. They're very, very nice. Our competition was going to be anything you could buy at the $250,000 price point. And so I can tell you that that standard and competition is way higher than the small garage and restoration shops, even the Restomod shops. And so we knew that we couldn't compete at this price point if we didn't deliver on quality and craftsmanship and on service too, which I'll talk about. This right here, both of the seats are folded down 50-50, and you have plenty of room, you can see, for golf clubs. You can throw a towel on there. That's actually leather. Trying to think of what car I have where the back of the seat is actually not leather. I'd have to look. But you can throw something on there, put boxes on there, dead bodies, whatever you want. Plenty of room, right? So here it is with the seat folded down flat. And if you just want to go 50-50, you can lift it up, and I'll show you what that looks like too. Let's go over here and do that. So here I'm going to reach in and pull that forward. And then I'm going to take this and drop it back down. And again, you've got these beautiful little details that you really find in a purse. And speaking of the purse game, I have bought my wife many purses from all the fashion brands you can think of. And I always could admire and respect and appreciate the craftsmanship that goes in leather work. I can tell you that to do this kind of quality leather, it is extremely difficult to do. And I know because anytime I get into a vehicle, especially a custom built one or a boat, I can always look at the upholstery and I can always tell how good it is. And I'm talking about every stitch should be accounted for, and it has to be straight. Seems obvious, but do you know how hard it is to actually get a line this long straight on a vehicle? I can tell you most of the time it isn't that way, and it's usually an indicator of the level of quality, the meticulousness. So I'll give you an example, like this line right here. Immediately, if you go and check your car, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you go into any boat, for example, and boats could be $500,000, $1 million, $2 million, $3 million. I've been on boats that cost $2-3 million, and the first thing I look at is that stitching, because I can tell from a mile away if it's straight or not, and I can tell if it was done to a level of craftsmanship that you should expect at that price point. I've been shocked, and that's a boat that costs like $2 million. With a car, oftentimes that stitching is just not going to be straight, especially if it's done by hand. And those are the things I look for. So I don't know, I'm crazy picky, but you can rest assured that the entire team of people that work here, they share the same passion, they have an eye for detail, and they understand what the mission is. And if we walk up to our people and we ask them, they're going to tell you, they know what the standard is. And so where you might get away with things in restoration, this is not a restoration. And so when a client drops $250,000, even if it was a restoration, I want it to be perfect, and our people, they want it to be perfect. And so all of these little details, from the stainless hinges and all the design, the partners we chose to partner with, Fox for suspension, Roush for the performance package, like these are all things that we were extremely picky about, and we're very upfront with our vendors, and we're very upfront with our people that we bring on the team to let them know that this is not a normal company, and we're not looking for normal vendors. We're not looking for normal employees that want jobs. We're looking for people that understand that this is an opportunity to build something amazing. And when your clients use the word dream when they talk about the car you're going to build for them, and it's $250,000 base price, the expectations are very high. And so the only people that are actually even allowed to be on the team or be a vendor here, they're accepting mission impossible. And that's what I love about it, is that there's no mystery in what it is we expect. It's perfect or nothing. And what you see here is just years and thousands of hours and scorekeeping and data tracking and process that we relentlessly refined. And we move very, very fast here, and we work a lot of hours, and we get more done in a shorter period of time with a nimble and efficient team. And the kind of things that they've done and the ground they've covered from a people, process, and parts perspective is like unreal. And I tell you this so you know that if you do choose to buy a car from us, I'm extremely confident that you'll be impressed by the fit and finish, by the quality. Our process allows us to also be on time. Very hard to do. To be a custom car builder and build it on time, most companies, including us in the past, struggle with that. And if anyone tells you they didn't, they're just lying to you. In the beginning of building anything, you have nothing but flaws around people, process, and parts. That's just the truth. And that's even true for big car manufacturers. Look at all the big car manufacturers. Those first few models, you don't want those. There's a reason why. They're working out the kinks. So we are well into our build process now, full production, highly predictable, and our tack time, which I'll show you on the screen, is measured down to the station, down to the day, down to the vehicle. We know exactly how long it takes to build it, and we have all these repeatable processes in place. And you have to build volume to be able to make that happen, and we are the largest builder. But even then, at this level, the number of vehicles we build is very, very small. So even like a Porsche GT3 RS, they make a couple thousand of those. We're a fraction of that. And so the exclusivity, how rare it is to ever see another one, you almost never see another one. Okay, while we're standing here, Midnight Blue was for sale yesterday, sold on the live, super excited. I'm really loving the live, by the way. I think this is definitely going to be a normal thing for us. So we sold Wimbledon White on a couple days ago on the live. That one right there, that's shipping any day. And then we just sold this one yesterday, Midnight Blue. It was in inventory. I told you to move fast. Somebody jumped on it, sent a wire, and they're going to have this here really, really soon. Absolutely stunning. Good news is we have another one that is in progress now, and we have a Brittany Blue one as well. So if you want something now We have inventory that you can grab. We have builds that are in progress. And so you guys know, all of these are sold, right? So almost everything we do are custom builds for our clients. So all these chassis here are sold. However, one of these is up for grabs, so you could customize it. So if you don't want to wait a long time, shoot us a text or give us a call. We'll walk you through our build process. We'll let you know how, where it's at, what you can choose. And then if you just want to do a custom build from scratch, you're not in a hurry, you want to time it for a birthday or an anniversary, or you're selling your company, you're retiring, or this graduation, or your kid's 16th birthday is coming up, which we've been doing a bunch of those. It really, you have a lot of options. So you can go inventory, you can go build in progress, or you can go from scratch and build one from the ground up. And while we're standing here, I just want to give a shout out. If this is your car and you spec this, I salute you. This is absolutely gorgeous. Mallard green. We've only done, I think, 1 or 2 mallard greens ever. You got Wimbledon white on the grill, Wimbledon white on the trim. You've got the vintage stripes. You have the Wimbledon white wheels, and these are actually forged aluminum wheels. Very high quality, super lightweight, 20 pounds, 17-inch. You got the 33-inch BF Goodrich tires, upgraded Fox suspension. That's a coilover suspension. It is adjustable, but we've already optimized it for street, pavement, and freeway driving. If you want to go off-road, you've got a setting. You can change it, make it harder, make it softer. And the color combination on this truck is to die for. I mean, it is absolutely beautiful. Tell me, what Range Rover or G-Wagon has this aura? It's like an absolute showstopper. I don't even know where this is going, but I can tell you that wherever you drive this, people look and just go, damn, look at that. And something about my car journey, I grew up obsessed with cars. And as a kid, from immigrant parents, I had no money. And my parents insisted that cars were only for point A to point B transportation. I absolutely disagreed. And I was in love with cars. I was smitten by them, but I could never afford them. And so that was one of my early goals. I'm going to go out and work my butt off, and I'm going to make money. I'm going to go buy all the cars I wanted. And that's how I got to the Ferraris and Lamborghinis and the Aston Martins and the G-Wagons and the McLarens. But I can tell you that having owned all those cars, this is a special, really, really special looking vehicle, because the appeal of this is far greater than even a Bugatti Chiron or a Koenigsegg Jesko. You probably don't even know what that is, right? That's like a supercar, hypercar market. Very, very cool. They cost $3, $4, $5 million. And that's for a very small niche of people. This right here is just a really gorgeous, timeless, boxy, utilitarian look that you don't see anymore. And you've got all these little details that have been well thought through. None of it's cheaply made. The quality and the details will beat factory specs of a G-Wagon or a Urus. I've checked the lines at home and I'm shocked at how off they are. And that's a new $250,000 car. With this, you have something that no one else has. It looks out of this world. And the volume and the exclusivity and how rare they are, you'll almost never see another one. And you have the luxury, so you don't have to give up anything, right? You still have your CarPlay, your leather touches, all of your navigation, functional factory, dual zone climate control. And the biggest thing that you have is that, unlike the other old cars that you might run into out there, you're not going to break down. It's going to drive like your normal new car, and you have the safety features. It's a true piece of art on wheels, and you can drive it every single day. And I love it when I hear that our customers drive it every day, even though they have a Range Rover autobiography. They don't care. They have a G-Wagon. They've already had 5 G-Wagons. And by the way, everybody in carpool, at their school, at drop-off, at the country club, wherever it is they go to eat, everyone has a G-Wagon. I've had 6 of them. Everyone has a Range Rover. I've had a bunch of those. And I still have those, by the way. But if it's nice out, or by the way, if even it's not nice out, you can take this out. And right here, this is Brittany Blue. This one belongs to a client. They went with Wimbledon white trim, and they went with a white interior. Check that out. Could you keep that clean? Because if you can, then more power to you. People say they have kids, either they can't get a white interior or those kids are walking. Let me tell you something. Mark Wahlberg has 4 kids. He got a white interior. I don't know how he keeps it clean, but it's doable. But more power to you. If you could do it, then fantastic. And if you can't do white, we offer 12 different leather colors, including a custom option. And then within the leather colors, you have the option to go with diamond stitching, pleated stitching. We do a custom plaid, or you can go woven leather. So this right here is beautifully done diamond, double diamond stitching. You can go pleated, like I showed you a couple of days ago on that one-of-one woven white. You can go woven leather. Let me see if I can find one here in the building. Or you can go with the plaid option, where you got just little hints of plaid. Schumacher, we did a Burberry one. And then again, the details on this. This is ball glove leather. Smells like a giant baseball glove. And one of the most common things we hear is, sounds funny, but one of the first things people say when they walk up to the car, you don't have to even get in the car. You walk up to the door and that window's down, you're gonna smell that leather, because we did not cheap out on anything. If anything, we went overkill. So all of this right here, I'm gonna show you, which is very not normal for any car, including cars at the $250,000 price point. Everything I'm touching here is all leather. And then this divide right here is for Alcantara. Alcantara, if you look at the roof of your car, depending on what it is you have, Ferrari, Lamborghini, certain trims of G-Wagons will have this beautiful, very expensive material called Alcantara. So we wrapped the entire roll bar all the way through, B-pillar, A-pillar, your visors, everything is wrapped in Alcantara, or all that's leather, and then back down to leather again. And again, things that when you're worried about margin and you're trying to keep the cost low, we never thought about that at all. We didn't care. We just wanted it to be as nice as possible. The goal was not to build the cheapest, most profitable car. The goal was to truly build the nicest car with no exceptions. No exceptions would be modern car reliability, modern car technology, modern car driving characteristics, luxury that you can absolutely see and smell and touch and feel. And you want something exclusive that nobody else has, we know, because that's exactly how I felt. And a car says a lot about a person. I always felt that the car says more about you than almost anything else, because you're driving it every day. If you have a commute or you're in your car a lot, then you're really in it a lot every day. And what this signals is what looks good. You have an eye for design, and you know beautiful, beautiful design and quality and craftsmanship. And you're different, because of all the cars I've talked about, the Lamborghini Urus, the G-Wagon, the Range Rover, those are mass-produced cars. So even though they are expensive, and you don't necessarily see a lot of them depending on where you live, LA, Miami, they're everywhere, they're still mass-produced cars, and they make 25, 50,000 of them each. And so therefore, when you pull up to wherever it is you're going, you're going to see a bunch of them. Whereas with this, you'll almost never see another one. Boxwood green, in progress, for sale. Grab it now before it sells. It won't probably finish through the assembly process before it goes. So boxwood green, in progress. You can call or text and grab that while it's still being built. Our team starts super early, so we got home for the day. Usually standard operating procedures, SOPs, all listed with torque spec for every nut and bolt, quality checks at every station, and it doesn't move forward if it's not 100%. And that's actually, in my opinion, for us, way easier than just make it good enough or make it good. Make it good could be 90%, could be 80%. If you're having a bad day, it could be less. And maybe some days you make it perfect. We have a motto here. It is perfect or nothing. Hence, during the quality checks that happen with our quality engineers at each station, if it is not a 100%, it won't move forward. So tomorrow when we do live, you'll see interior in, quality check happens, and then it moves forward. Same thing here. After the inspection, this is a station where we're getting the truck roadworthy, ready for test miles. If it's less than 100%, it doesn't move forward. All of it documented, all of it done using data, so we know who did what, how long it took, what the root cause was, and we always know if it was people, process, or problems. And the good news is when you do it over and over and you measure that way, you can always figure out, where you have opportunities to improve. This is our sub-assembly area, and over here is chassis upfitting. I'll give you a little quick sneak peek at our prep station here, where we take our brand new body panels that we stamped in Detroit and we pre-fit them on the chassis. And so again, just to be really clear, this is not an old car. It's not a restoration, and it's not even a rest-a-mod. It's a 2025 vehicle. So then when you take classic inspired panels that we actually designed and engineered and stamped in Detroit, we have brand new panels. The lines and the gaps are perfect. There's no rust hidden anywhere. And we're maniacal about fit and finish, so we get to control that quality, and we own the tools and the molds that stamp these, so we control our own supply chain. So if something comes up later and you need a replacement panel, we make them. They're ours. And they're not made in China. They're not made in Taiwan. They're made in Detroit, all handcrafted here in Atlanta, in the United States. We can ship worldwide, and we have shipped worldwide. But let me show you the level of detail we go through. So this right here, this is a gap gauge. And this gauge tells us exactly the distance right there. And you can see each one of these representing exactly the length. And you can see if it's too far left, fail. If it's too far right, fail. If this right here is perfect, but then it gets tighter over here, rejected. And this is a standard that we hold ourselves to because, again, for $250,000 for a handcrafted vehicle, I think you should get that. And so that's what we do. And then over here, skipping out of turn here, after we get ready for the road, we put it here on our alignment rack. It goes through a final check, and then we put test miles on it. And we're not just driving it around the block. We have a rigorous test process to find squeaks, leaks, rattles, anything that you're not going to be happy about. We flush all of it out during our test process. Check this out. Black trim, macadamia metallic, chrome trim, macadamia metallic. Which one would you pick? Blacked out. Even the grill is blacked out on this one, which I really like, by the way. Or classic chrome. So here, just a beautiful color. Inside, ball glove leather. Oh my God, beautiful. Black top. Black trim. This one here has chrome trim, black top, and the interior. Ooh, chocolate. If you like chocolate, check this out. Dark chocolate. And this one here has the woven tuxedo. This is actually leather in a basket weave. So you'll see this one here on our post soon. Power steps, and all the tape, just in case you're wondering, is so that it stays in brand new condition, and the fit and finish expectation is perfection, mechanically and cosmetically. So this one here is going to go for test miles, and the soft top, which is our own engineered, our own manufactured soft top. It doesn't flap around in the wind. It fits nice and tight, and it is waterproof. So you can drive it in the rain, in the snow. You're not going to have any issues. Soft top comes in 5 different colors now. Check out our configurator on our website, vintagemodern.co. You go to our website, you can see the inventory, the builds in progress, the configurator, which will allow you to pick from the 12 different leather colors, 30 different paint colors. We offer a paint to sample option as well, and then many color configurations. You can choose the color of the grille. It could be body matching, like that one. It could be black, it could be white, Wimbledon white, silver. Trim colors are black, white, Wimbledon white, chrome, stripes, a whole bunch of different types of stripes. Here's a tan soft top, and you can see just how different each one is. No two are alike, and you can do all kinds of really cool customizations that stretch far beyond what a normal OEM would do. Here's Terrence over here. What's going on, Terrence? How you doing, man?
Doing great. How are you?
She looks absolutely stunning.
Oh yeah, doing a couple final touches on it. Good to go.
Yeah, midnight blue. Never get tired of seeing it.
Thank you.
It's a tough color too, isn't it?
Yeah. The darker ones are definitely tougher, but I love it. I think it pairs really well with the warm glove and everything. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, excellent. You do a phenomenal job, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Our team is just amazing. Keep up the good work. Our master detailers, they spend 8 hours each getting every one of these ready in final detail. And then our final inspection process, which is truly where it all comes together. I'll walk you over there so you can see. We go through every single detail of the entire vehicle, inside and out, top to bottom, mechanically and cosmetically. When you get the car, the only acceptable response from you is, holy shit, I fucking love it. And excuse my language, but I can tell you that's our bar. And if you don't say that, then we're disappointed, because we're not doing this, for any other reason than to exceed your expectations. It's the process, it's the people, and it's the parts, right? That's essentially what you're buying, isn't it? Oh, what about service? So saved last, certainly not least here, is our service. So once we deliver the car and you have it in your possession, it doesn't matter where you're located, if anything comes up mechanically, cosmetically, and it's a bumper to bumper warranty, and it's a white glove bumper to bumper warranty. So what's a white glove bumper to bumper warranty? Well, I can tell you, unless it's something I don't know about, Lamborghini, Ferrari, Aston Martin, McLaren, they don't have that, unless I'm just not important enough. But an average customer of those brands, you typically will call a call center. They'll get you in a few weeks. You bring the car to them, and then their service advisor is going to call you and tell you what it's going to cost, what they cover, what they don't cover, parts, labor, that kind of stuff. And what we decided was, this is a $250,000 base price car. We put 900 hours into each one, all handcrafted. We believe in our process, we believe in our people, and we went through a very rigorous and never-ending painful process to create the right kind of parts, which is a whole nother story, very hard to do. And therefore, we stand behind it. And so our version of a white glove warranty is that you don't have to go anywhere. You have a single point of contact that you already know. They already know you. We know exactly who you are. The same concierge that you're assigned to when you do a build is the same person you can reach out to by text, by email, by phone, anytime, doesn't matter. And you're going to get a response super fast. And if we can't resolve it remotely from Atlanta, then we have our own certified traveling technicians that work for us full time. They know the vehicle inside and out, and they come to your home. 72 hours is our SLA. We can do it faster, we'll come even faster. And the point of that is because if it was us, we don't want to go anywhere. We don't want to talk to some random people that don't know who we are. We don't have to take the car in, and we don't have to wait, because you're going to love the car so much, you never want to be down. You never want to not be able to drive it, right? So you really want to buy this car, wait a long time, and then have it be in the shop. My first Bronco was in the shop more than it was at my house and on the road. My mechanic pretty much had that thing all the time, and after every drive it was like, break out another 1,000, right? And so we don't want you to be without the car, and we also feel a sense of obligation. And let me take you back to the founding roots of the company. As a founder, I grew up with nothing, no money, and therefore, if you choose to spend a large sum of money with us, The expectation you should get is you should be over the moon happy, and it should be perfect, and God forbid anything pops up. It is a vehicle, it is mechanical, you're gonna pound on it and drive it. We're gonna take care of that thing super fast, and we're gonna charge you $0 for it. $0. So that to me is perfect if warranty claim has to come up. Go nowhere, call the person you already know, don't wait hardly any time at all. We come to you, we don't want you to be inconvenienced, and we don't charge anything for it. And the way we're able to do that is because it's not an old car. It's not a restoration, and it's not a resto mod. It is a 2025 vehicle with modern car design and engineering and reliability. It has modern parts top to bottom. It's not a hand-built vehicle where it was all reliant upon people. The chassis itself is built on an assembly line with OEM quality, and we have the infrastructure and the appetite and the desire to cover it that way, and that's how we do it. And when I first started this white glove warranty, I had people telling me, Joe, you don't have to do that, that's just too much. And I just didn't care, because perfect would be nothing goes wrong, which is very likely, by the way, because of the nature of the build. But if it does go wrong, move fast, don't inconvenience customer, don't make them go anywhere, don't make them wait, and don't make them pay anything. I actually think that customers that have a small warranty claim, like, I don't know, your taillight just doesn't work for some reason, which is very rare, I'm just making stuff up here, those customers actually have even higher satisfaction rate of our brand, because now they know that if anything ever does come up, we're going to stand behind it. It's not just something we say. And the other thing too about finding the right builder is that at the end of the day, our team, they take an immense amount of pride in the vehicle. We don't want it to be anything but perfect, and I really mean that. And the day that anything pops up, I can tell you our team's like, okay, what station, which build, what part of the process, can we go track what date it was done, by who, what was the quality check, how did that happen? And then we immediately will move to making sure that the customer is taken care of, and then we immediately do our root cause analysis. We don't wait on this stuff, because for us it's like the cardinal sin. The whole point of buying a $250,000 fully modernized car is you don't want problems. So when they do come up, if they do come up, you really want to know how they're going to handle it, what they're going to do, how long you have to wait, what it's going to cost you. And to me, it should be fast, free, convenient, easy, right? All those things. And I can understand why maybe at a $50,000 price point you can't offer that, but at $250,000, we don't plan on changing that. And so, again, just a testament of how confident we are in our product and our people and our process and our parts, but it's also a testament to how we think about the customer experience. I grew up with nothing, and I want to know that if customers are going to pay us this kind of money, that they're going to be over the moon happy. And it's these guys every day that sweat all the details and have all of the meticulous data-driven processes down to a science to ensure that the quality is going to be there. All right, so now you know how we handle it. All right, if you want one of these and you're in a position to buy and you want something right now, we have inventory, although it's going really fast. If you want a build in progress, snatch it up before it gets finished, or you definitely won't be able to get to it quickly. And if you just want to do a custom build and you're not in a hurry, you can get in our build queue. You can pick everything out. We have a concierge, a design team that walk you through the whole process. And there's so many selections you can make that if you are intimidated by that and you need help and you want us to walk you through it, we can do it all right here for you. All right. Wimbledon white with ball glove, absolute winner. Really, really nice. Brittany blue, white interior. Stunning. So the team here is setting up for a final inspection, and we use different kind of lights too. So these lights up here give you really, really nice light distribution all throughout, side, top, down to the end. And then these lights right here replicate sunlight. And then they each have flashlights and all kinds of stuff, and we go through every bit of it. And I laughed because I remember when other people from the outside come here, and they see the process and they see the amount of people, quality, engineering, production, operations, all come together, management as well, myself. I personally inspected every single one of these when we launched the new model well over a year ago, and I wanted it to be perfect. And we set a high standard to where we could repeat it over and over. And so for most people, they'd say it's overkill. I know because our standard is above OEM standard. We know because that's what the consultants from Detroit for the big car manufacturers, the nice luxury car manufacturers tell us. And that's how we know we're going to deliver quality, because we're very confident that if we exceed your expectations, you're going to be really, really happy with it. And so we're about to start the inspection. Our team's going to come together. This thing just went through 4 master detailers, 8 hours each. You can do the math on how much time that costs. It's part of the 900 hours. And then our team, Seth in production, Tyler, there's our master detailer, Terrence. Our crew's about to come in, and then we're just going to go through this thing like vultures, every little bit. And it doesn't actually matter if there's some little imperfection down there that nobody will ever see. It doesn't matter. We're still going to flag it. We're still going to mark it, and we're going to still making sure it's perfect. And so you get one of these, even if you are a collector or a purist, you're going to go through and you're going to go, damn, these guys did it. And I can tell you, I can't take the credit for it. It's the team of people. Here's Nathan, one of our lead inspectors. He has an entire app that goes through all the checklists. All of it's documented. None of it is by memory and feel. So we don't have to go, hey, what happened on that one build we did a few months ago in that one color? You remember? None of this is memory based. And so all of it is documented. And the best part about coming from a technology background, which I did, is that we really run it like a software company, which I love, by the way, because we think iteratively, meaning that we're constantly making it better, we're constantly improving it, and we're taking all of our learnings, and we've built a lot of these right here in Atlanta over and over, which has allowed us to dial in our process. And so every little detail, and this is the beginning of the formal inspection process, all of the layered audits already happen at every station, and all of it is logged and documented right here. So we always know, we can always go back to our data, and the data is a key part of this. What gets measured gets improved, and then you add on people who want to be perfect. They want to score 100%. And so if you're in charge of putting this on, we know who did it. There's a torque spec for that bolt, meaning that it's supposed to be 25 foot-pounds. It is called out. We have a torque wrench. We check it to make sure it's 25 foot-pounds, and then we have our line lead come in, and we have our quality engineers come in, and then they check it. That's how you build quality into the product. You can see why memory and feel works for restoration. It doesn't work at this level. And because we warranty it like white on rice, we want to make sure that if it leaves this building, it's going to be perfect. And so all of this right here is the pre-inspection, and this is not even the final inspection. That's going to shut perfectly. That has to be flush. I could watch this all day, honestly. Nathan, keep up the good work, man. No, you're good. These guys, I just walk around with the camera all day. That's my job. All right, so you want to buy one? We'd love to talk to you. Reach out to us. You can text or call us. You met Rachel. She did a bunch of the lives last week to give you a mother's perspective on these vehicles. If you have kids and they're young, or you have kids and they're not young, or you have grandkids, this is something you can put them in, and your wife is not going to be upset. My wife initially on my old Bronco, she didn't want me to drive them in my 1970 Bronco. And you know what? Looking back, she was right. I thought she was being overly protective. But hey, at the time, there weren't any classic cars that had airbags. And so because I loved her so much, and I love the Bronco so much, the old one, I decided that we've got to make a classic-inspired version that is going to give you everything you have in your modern car, zero compromises. And here's the best part. I would say most of our clients have kids, and whether they're, teenagers or they can even drive, and you let them drive it, or they're young. They love this car. It is their favorite car. Our clients tell us all the time that when they get in the car, they get in the garage, and they're going to go somewhere, ice cream, movies, hang out, dinner, whatever, on the weekends, go to sports practice, pick up their kids from school and carpool, they insist that they take their fully modernized classic truck, and the parents love it. And the other thing I'll tell you too is the type of customers that we have. You can imagine at this price point, they have a very, very high quality, high bar for quality, and they're used to some of the most prestigious brands in the world. And I'm always curious to hear their response, initial response, and long-term too. And what we get from them is that they are blown away by the craftsmanship. They're blown away by the details. If they've ever bought an old car or done a restoration or a mod or a custom built vehicle, they tell us the horror stories that they've been through. And I know what they are because I can imagine and I know how hard it is to build something like this. And so I can appreciate that. And I can tell you, you have two choices, and very, very rarely do the companies can they get to this point, is that you'll live those problems because you decide it's the best it could be, or you just don't settle and you never, ever accept status quo. And the fact that we went off and built truly the world's first fully modernized classic, no one had ever done this before. You know what it costs to stamp real steel panels in Detroit? I mean, it's a huge amount, a big investment. But we did it because we knew that if we kept building what we're building, it was going to be a good company. The people loved our Restomods. And the customers that we sold to, they still drive them. They love them. But they knew at the time that was the best you could get. And as things evolved and we had the ability to take a step back and reverse engineer perfection, we said, you know what? Our customers, they're not purists or mechanics. They don't want to fix their car. They're not into numbers matching or quote unquote, all original. What they wanted was a vintage looking car, normal driving characteristics, modern technology, luxury on par with their Bentley and Range Rover and G-Wagon, which, can you blame them? That's what they're used to. And by the way, at a $250,000 price point, should you have to settle, they wanted the modern technology. Apple CarPlay seems like no big deal till you don't have it. They wanted, the safety features of the airbags, the crumple zones, the side impact beams, the traction control, the roll sensors, stability control, backup camera, parking sensors, pre-collision assist. I can make a huge list. Lane keep assist, right? You got keyless entry, alarm, all the things. There should be zero compromises. And that to me is the sign of a company that said, you know what? That's good, but this is better. And the way we go about things will never stop, because it's not even just up to me anymore. I'm the founder of the company. I started it. These guys are going to finish it. And what they're going to do is every single day when we walk in this building, they're going to make it better. And that's what I love, is that once you really pay the price of people, process, and parts, and you build a great team, it truly takes on a life of its own. And I am extremely proud of this group. We pulled off what I believe to be nearly impossible in the time frame we did, at the level of quality we did, at the scale that we did. And the best is yet to come. So we are extremely confident and bullish in the future. If you are interested, reach out to us. We'd love to chat with you, tell you more about how we do this, answer all your questions. And then if you want one, you have the option of inventory on our website, vintagemodern.co. You can do a build in progress, or you can do a custom build. Check out our configurator. And I just want to thank you for your support and for watching this live cast, and really for all the support and that we've had over the years. We have come a long way since my driveway and my broken down old Ford Bronco, and I can tell you we're nowhere near where we're going to end up. So reach out to us. You guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for all of us at Vintage, and look forward to making this happen for you. Take care.